When my neighbor told me my time was worthless compared to hers, something inside me snapped. I didn't scream. I didn't fight. I just waited. And when karma came knocking, well, it showed up in the form of 2 giant bags of cat food. If you've ever had that one neighbor who acts like they're better than everyone else, this one's for you. Hit that like button, subscribe, and stick around, because today's story isn't just about revenge. It's about respect, patience, and the universe's perfect sense of timing. When my wife and I moved into our new apartment, it felt like a fresh start. The building had just been renovated. Modern elevators, polished hallways, even a brand new garden space in the front yard. But underneath the shine, there was tension. The lower 4 floors were part of the old building, a leftover from the slum that used to be here. The top 3 floors, ours, were newly added during renovation. That meant new residents like us were moving in with the old ones. And not everyone liked that. At first, I thought the tension was just cultural. New money versus old roots. But I soon learned it ran deeper than that. The older residents didn't want to spend anything on upkeep. Even $10 a month for a gardener was a battle. I understood times were tough, but I also didn't want the yard to look like an abandoned lot. So I volunteered to take care of it myself. It wasn't about ego, it just felt right to contribute. Turns out, that tiny act of goodwill painted a target on my back. Then there was Danielle. If entitlement had a human form, it would be her. She lived 2 floors below me. New resident, top floor attitude, and a mouth that never took a day off. She was always in the building's group chat. Complaining. Arguing. Flexing about how much she'd spent on her designer renovation. The old residents should be grateful, she'd type. We're the ones who raised the property value. I tried to ignore it. Until she started complaining about my yard. The same yard I was maintaining for free. Every time a leaf fell or a weed popped up, Danielle would go off in the group chat. Can someone tell whoever's in charge of the yard to do their job? It looks like a jungle out there. Her words had that perfect mix of passive-aggressive and smug. Like she thought she was the queen of the building, and the rest of us were her peasants. But it wasn't just the texts. She constantly ordered takeout, and somehow her deliveries always ended up at my door. Every time I'd take the time to walk them down and hand them to her. She'd barely say thank you. Just a curt nod, maybe a finally under her breath. I told myself to let it go. People like her weren't worth the energy. Then one morning I got the call. I'm a reservist, so when the country needs me, I pack my bag and go. This time it wasn't a weekend drill. It was a long stretch. I didn't know exactly how long I'd be gone, but I knew one thing. The yard would have to wait. Before leaving, I posted in the group chat. Hey everyone, I'll be away for a while on reserve duty. Sorry if the yard looks rough during that time. I'll fix it up as soon as I'm back. Most neighbors responded with respect. Even the older residents who rarely spoke, left little emojis or thank you messages. But then ding. No, course, she replied. Your personal choices aren't an excuse for neglect. My time is just as valuable as yours, and I don't want to waste it looking at that mess. I remember staring at my phone, feeling the air leave my chest. Not anger. Not yet. Just disappointment. Here I was, serving my country, and this woman thought mowing a lawn was equal sacrifice. I typed a polite response. Understood. I'll get to it when I can. And that's when I decided I was done with her. When I returned from duty weeks later, my body was exhausted but my mind was clear. First thing I did, check the group chat. Danielle had turned it into her personal complaint diary. Messages upon messages about the yard, the noise, the delivery service, you name it. It wasn't even about the yard anymore. It was about control. She needed to feel above someone. And I'd been her easy target. So I sent one final message. Thanks for everything, folks. I'll keep taking care of the yard on my own terms. But I'm leaving the chat. Take care. And then I left. That left the group notification must have stung her ego. Because I swear within the hour, I heard her stomping in the hallway, muttering about people being dramatic. Her talk. I wasn't playing her game anymore. Weeks went by. I was focusing on my work, my wife, my peace. Then one afternoon the doorbell rang. When I opened the door, I found 2 huge bags of cat food, each easily 30 pounds, leaning against the wall. I looked at the label. Danielle last name. For a second I laughed. It was always her deliveries ending up at my place. You'd think she'd learned to check her address. Could have ignored it. Or carried it to her door like usual. But then I remembered her words. My time is just as valuable as yours. And suddenly, I felt this spark of poetic justice ignite inside me. I grabbed a notepad and a pen, sat down at the counter, and wrote her a note. Dear Danielle, sorry I didn't let you know about the delivery sooner. I would have, but I value my time just as much as you value yours. Good luck. I taped the note right on top of the bags. Then I carefully placed them outside her door. And oh, it felt good. Not loud, not petty, just perfectly balanced. I went back inside, made myself a coffee, and smiled for the first time in weeks. Later that evening I heard her door open. Then the sound of plastic crinkling. And finally, a sharp exhale. The kind that's equal parts confusion and disbelief. No words. No messages. Just silence. The next morning she still didn't say anything. Not a word in the group chat, not a note at my door. But you know what changed? The next time a package was mis-delivered, it wasn't to my apartment. Guess she finally learned to double-check. And the yard? It's thriving. I still take care of it, but now on my terms. Sometimes I see the older residents sitting on the benches, chatting, smiling. They appreciate it quietly. That's enough for me. As for Danielle, she still walks by sometimes. Head high, sunglasses on. But there's this flicker in her eyes when she passes me, like she knows. And I just nod, polite as ever. Because real revenge doesn't need noise. Just needs timing. I didn't raise my voice. I didn't argue. I just let the universe deliver its own lesson, by way of 2 30-pound reminders that respect is a two-way street. Sometimes the best revenge isn't about humiliation. It's about clarity. Showing someone without a word exactly how they made you feel. And when Danielle saw that note taped to her delivery, I know she felt it. That sting of realizing she wasn't untouchable after all. It's funny. I started this whole thing just wanting to keep a nice yard. I ended it learning something much deeper. That peace comes when you stop arguing with people committed to misunderstanding you. Because karma, it never forgets an address. If this story gave you that sweet, satisfied grin, hit that like button and tell me in the comments, what's the pettiest but most satisfying revenge you've ever seen? Don't forget to subscribe for more stories of justice, karma, and the people who learn their lessons the hard way. Until next time, stay kind, stay clever, and let karma do the heavy lifting.